Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. How's it going?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, nice to actually talk.
Yeah, how do you pronounce your name before I say it wrong?
Wabie.
Wabie. Wabie,
Yes.
great to officially be looking at you. And who's your friend here? You have a friend in the background.
Oh, yeah, this is my girlfriend.
Hey,
She's
what's up?
gonna be fixing my messy room while we do this.
Oh, that's awesome. That's perfect.
Yes.
What's up? Can she hear me?
No.
Tell her I said hi.
He says hi.
Man, I'm so glad. How was climbing?
It was sick. We haven't climbed in like a week and a half, so we got pretty tired pretty fast. But we're trying to get back in the grind.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never been climbing. It seems really fun.
It is a lot of fun. I was never big into it. And that's my roommate.
Word, cool.
Um, I've never been into like exercise or anything. Like I've tried going to the gym before, but it just sucks.
Yeah.
But climbing, it's like you're working out your whole body, but it's for like a goal. It's kind of like a game, you know?
Yeah, right, totally. Yeah, it does
And I
seem
was
like a little bit more of a like it would take your mind off of just like pure painful exercise. It's like a little bit more you see
yeah,
what you're trying to climb towards and you can work towards this goal and I feel like that might be more fun or more
yeah, than just like looking at yourself in a mirror like, pumping.
yeah.
That's
That's
not
true.
my
Um
style.
I so for those who are listening, I discovered your music through TikTok.
Oh
My
yeah.
a girl I was kind of dating at the time, um, made a TikTok with your song on it, and I was like, me and my friend Nathaniel,
Hmm.
Nathaniel Banks, we were listening, and we were just like, wait, this song is amazing, and I think we sent you like a DM or like maybe
Oh
a
yeah, you
selfie or
guys were
something.
dancing to it. It was
Yeah,
cute.
we were dancing to it. I think it was to Hey Lover, perhaps.
Hmm.
Is that the one that is that one kind of
Yeah,
going
that's the
around
one
on
that blew
TikTok?
up on TikTok. Yeah.
How does that happen? Do people just start using it and then it just
Um,
gets more popular?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first video that used it. It was just a bunch of kids like camping, and then they used the song, and that video had like 500,000 likes.
Wow.
And then when it started to blow up, really was like like trends and stuff on TikTok.
Kind
Like
of.
there's like a trend with "Hey Lover" in it, and then like there were videos from like Thailand and like Russia, and then
Wow. What?
some of the videos have like over 10 million views, and it's kind of crazy how like
What?
powerful it is.
It is really crazy. It's it this that song is one of my favorites by you. I know it's
Thanks.
also the most streamed, so maybe that's generic, but it's
Mm.
a great song and I totally get why it would look good while dancing around too
Thank
or
you.
sound
It's
good.
actually a cover from like the 1960s.
No way. Who's it by?
It was originally by this lady, Susan Maughan, Maughan. And then it was covered
Wow.
again by like an all-girl band called the Daughters of Eve. I think also in the 60s.
The Daughters of Eve. Dude, that's awesome.
But yeah, they rock.
I had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I'm trying to get the word out there.
That's cool. It's is it on Spotify?
Those two versions are not.
So you have to find them on like YouTube, perhaps.
Yeah, on YouTube.
How'd you find it?
Um,
Digging around?
I don't know. Yeah, I like listening to a lot of those. I go down the rabbit hole of YouTube old videos from like the 60s.
Yeah, me too.
It's so cool because like on the small videos that have like a couple of thousand views, it's just a bunch of old people commenting like, I was 15 years old when this song came out, and like listening
Right.
to it brings back so many memories.
Totally, totally. Yeah, they're always really nostalgic and
Mhm.
it's really beautiful. I feel like that's personally my favorite like truly my favorite decade of music. I love music from like 63 to 66 or so, like the mid 60s music.
Yeah, like Beatles, Elton John, Queen. Well, when was Elton John?
I don't know when Elton John started. I'm actually not too familiar with Elton John. For
Hmm.
me it's like the Beach Boys. It's like stuff on the West Coast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Are you on the West Coast? You said you're in San Diego?
yeah. I go to school in San Diego, but I'm from um, literally the town over from where the Beach Boys are from, Torrance.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, so you're born and raised in California.
hmm It's funny because the Beatles name dropped the beach that I used to go to every day with my friends.
Which beach?
It's just Torrance Beach.
Torrance Beach? Oh, what song? That's interesting.
I
I
don't know.
don't
I'll have
know.
to find it.
Yeah,
But
we should check that out. That's cool.
hmm
That's amazing. So were you there until you moved here?
yep, up until I would be in my third year of college right now. I kind of took a break because everything's online.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
but yeah, since then I've been down in San Diego. It's pretty similar, honestly,
Yeah,
to
right.
where I'm from.
Are you so you're just working on music right now? Mainly?
Yeah,
That's
just
cool.
a lot of music.
You're very prolific, my friend.
I know.
Have you
I've been
let's see, you put out this album this year back in I think was it February? Yeah, February 3rd
yes.
that has so many songs on it.
I actually had to cut
Insane.
like a bunch of songs from it.
Really?
Yeah, I narrowed it down from like 25 or 26 songs.
Why is that? Why'd you have to cut it down?
A lot of it's just like trash garbage, you know.
Oh yeah,
Um,
just filler
but
tracks, or you feel like they didn't make the cut? They just weren't quite good enough.
like I think the ones that I cut out were the ones that I made early on in the album. So
Hmm.
and like you learn as you go, and then like even now just looking at that album or like even before, um, I just kind of cringe at like the production of it all and like how it's made. But yeah, when I was working on the album, I worked on it for like right after my last album came out. It's like a year. Um, and then just like as you go, the stuff you made at the beginning starts to sound worse, I feel like.
Mm. Well, I will say I was listening through all of your music today, and I started at the beginning of your discography, and even that first song, Marlene, I think is the first one.
hmm
Sounds great. So I think you've always had a good knack for it.
Thank
Considering,
you.
are you have you been recording from home the whole time on that
Yeah,
mic
well,
right
I
there?
started I got this. I think I used this for the whole second album, but for the
Cool.
first one, I was using an SM58. But I gave it to my roommate because he wanted to start making music.
Word. Is this where you record right here?
Yes. Do you want a quick look see?
I would love that. That'd be awesome.
I pick up my camera. All right. It's okay. It's a total mess. And hold on. Let's see. Oh boy.
Whoa.
So I have don't mind the bottle of lotion. My skin's dry. I have all my guitars there in the corner, and then this is new. Oh, there's you. Hi.
Hey.
And then I drilled a hole for the mic.
Whoa.
And then the preamp
The focus
pedal.
right.
This is the only pedal I use because oh yeah, I haven't really played live at all
Word.
because
Interesting.
yeah, my music didn't start getting listens until quarantine, so I was never able to
Wow.
actually play live. I would love to though.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Wow. I bet you've got a lot of people who are growing in anticipation to see you amidst
Yeah,
quarantine.
it's kind of scary too because like I have no idea how my songs will translate to being live because I've started to use a lot more synths and like you know not just general rock, two guitars, one bass, drums production,
Mm-hmm.
and especially guppies. Like, um, I have no idea how I'd play that live because it's like an
Right.
orchestra.
Yeah. And yeah, that's true. And I feel like your music, you're willing to take artistic, I'll just say like your production, you do whatever direction you feel is right. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're making music to be performed live. It feels like you're making music for for the music itself, like whatever instrument or BGVs or whatever needs to happen on that track. I feel like each song is very different and unique. Does that make
Thank
sense?
you. Yeah, I mean, I've never. Music was always just like something fun to do on the side. I used to have like a high school band, but like we only ever played like house shows,
Hmm.
and we never recorded anything.
Yeah.
Um, but I wanted to like keep on making music when I went to college all on my own. So then I had to learn how to play bass and like play the drums on the keyboard and then all that. But I
Wow.
never really thought that I'd have to perform it live.
Yeah, I
But
mean, how is music your main passion? Is that something that you're wanting to continue to pursue, or is it just something you're doing on the side for fun?
well, that's something I've come to realize. Like once quarantine started and people actually started like reciprocating, or what's the word? Like vibing with my music. You know.
Sure, yeah,
Um, yeah, this is what I want to do for sure.
that's cool. But you feel like that's a recent discovery?
Well, I knew it was always something that I loved doing, but I never thought like in my head it's like, oh, you have like there's a small chance that you're gonna make it. Um, if it
Yeah,
happens, cool, but if it doesn't, then it's life.
right.
But
Yeah, totally.
I feel like I was given an opportunity with TikTok, and I'm doing everything that I can to, make sure it sticks.
Yeah, what has it been like post like that hey lover kind of getting some viral attention? What does that look like? Do those people find you? Does it seem like they're finding you on like streaming apps, and also like are they coming to like Instagram or finding ways to like engage with you long term?
Um, well, engagement is kind of tough because it's just like if I get DMs on Instagram, it's nice though. Most of them are from Hey Lover, but I'll get a couple who listen to Hey Lover and then they listen to some of my other songs. And
Yeah.
then whenever they say they like all my other songs, I feel really nice and warm.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But yeah, I don't really know how to direct the people to my Instagram where I can interact with them more. But it is
Right.
super fun interacting with all the people that listen.
Yeah, that's really special. That's amazing. Yeah, I just recently got on TikTok, and it's kind of its own world. Do you were you on the app at the time when this happened, or is it even an app that you use very much?
Um, I was talking about this with my girlfriend, but I feel like um, so I'm 20 and she's 19. I feel like we're the age, the cutoff from where like TikTok is like just for kids, Like I feel like we're on the older end of the demographic for TikTok. Because I
Yeah.
asked my manager who's 23 and he like didn't even download it and he like knows nothing about it.
Yeah, most
Um,
of my friends are 23, 24, and it's about 50-50 split. Like for all of us who do music, like whether
mhm,
my friends want to like engage with it or if they're just like, ah, that's something that like Gen Z does, and I'm just gonna like, keep making songs. I
mhm,
personally feel like I don't know, when you look at some band, whether you like them or not, like a band that's just remained relevant for decades, like U2 or something. I feel like a lot of those bands continue to thrive because they're willing to adapt. I don't know if that specifically means in this age like downloading new apps, but I think it might. I don't know. I just feel like you should always be willing to give something a shot. I don't know.
oh, definitely. And like TikTok, it is such a powerful tool. Like so many people got their starts from it, or like
Yeah,
in this, like Bene or Benny, that lady.
I don't think so.
Um,
How do you
well,
spell
she
that?
Benee, but her song like "Super Lonely," I think has like,
Oh yeah, Super Lonely
yeah,
for sure. Oh
definitely,
right, yes, I have heard this.
of course, like super super viral, and then now
Oh
she's like a superstar,
yeah. Oh man, yeah. Nathaniel showed this to me. It is so good.
super sick, and like it's not that these people, obviously it's a fire song, but I feel like to grow that fast organically, like probably never would have happened.
Yeah,
But like with TikTok, if someone latches to a song, like they'll repost it, and then it's such an easy way to share it all. And my friend Jack Rit Momney, his
totally.
he did a cover of "Put Your Records On,"
Yeah.
and then that went viral, and he signed a deal like the next month.
For the project for Rip Momney.
Yeah,
No way, I didn't know that.
hmm
That's awesome.
it's insane.
That's cool. How do you know those folks?
Um, we have the same manager.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and then he lived in LA for a time, but he moved back to Utah. But we were able to jam once.
That's
Um,
really cool. One of my
yeah,
friends, Shane T, got to open up for Rip Momney on a run, and so I started checking out their music, and it's really cool.
yeah, super sick. I think
That's
that's like
awesome.
A good
That's cool that
blend
you have a
of.
manager too. I think that's a big step.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I hate talking to, I guess, like authority or like,
Yeah.
big, like people that are very official. Um,
Totally.
and once my song started blowing up, I was getting emails and stuff from like record labels, and then I was so bad at like talking to them and just keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, my manager came in, and he DM'd me at a really good time.
I have a hard time with that too. I feel like I can respect myself when I'm like in my bedroom in my own head. I'm like, yeah. And then like as soon as I'm like talking on the phone with somebody, I'm just like I don't do a
uh,
very good job of like asking for what I deserve if it's like money or like pushing for what I need. Uh,
hmm
so even like I don't have a manager, but I do have a booking agent, and
hmm
having him help like negotiate contracts and stuff is very relieving for me because I think I could if I really had to grow into that role over time, but it's just I also just don't want to be. I would rather that be removed. Like I wouldn't want people to be like, oh, I talked to Freeze and like I asked him if he could play my birthday
oh,
party.
I think my camera just died.
Yeah, your camera's gone.
Whoops, 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 whoops.
Is it battery powered?
Yeah, I'm using it's turning back on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, oh, minor technical difficulties.
That's all right. We'll leave it in. I reckon, or we can edit it out. We can do
I mean,
either
it,
way. Um.
this, yeah.
Anyway, point being, it's good to have people who can help stick up for you, even if you know what you're worth and stuff. It can be hard to say it out loud sometimes.
Oh, we're back. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're back.
And I know there are some artists that like want to do that, like they want to know what's happening, like on the business side of things.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like you just make music, or for me, like I want to make music, and then whatever, whatever else behind the scenes, as
Yeah.
long as I get to make music.
How you're still releasing music independently though, right? Have you signed with anyone? It
Nope.
all says under your name on Spotify is why I
Oh yeah,
assumed
because
that.
on DistroKid, I realized you could like put whatever record label you want.
Yeah,
So Wabie Records or Wabie or whatever.
that's cool. Are you thinking about signing something or trying to like work with a bigger team?
Um, I I don't know. I kind of want to see how far I can go just on my own,
Yeah.
because even now, like with my manager, or like with people that work for me, um I make a song and then I send it out, and sometimes like I'm really excited about this song, and then it's not like they can control whatever I do. They can't tell me not to release it, but they'll give me an opinion about it. It's like, the song is okay, and
Yeah.
that'll affect how I see the song. And then I just feel like the higher up you go, the more that becomes an issue.
Yeah, right. That can be frustrating and discouraging. And yeah,
Mhm.
you already have such a great lock on it. Like no label or anyone can reproduce virality. You know what I mean? Like they can throw money behind it and put ads on and stuff, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like one of my friends who he put out his first single and it did great, and then immediately got signed to Atlantic, and
Wow.
it was like, but none of the other songs on the EP did as well as the first one, you know? And it
Mhm.
was like you would think that once all that wind was behind you, but you
Mhm.
can never predict what takes
Yeah.
off. You know what I mean?
That's why I feel like it's important to not get too in your own head. Like if you really dig your own sound, then that's the sound that you're gonna put out.
Totally.
Because if you start from that and people like it, then I feel like there's no way you can try and chase that um, mechanically or logically.
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to say I'm really inspired by your output. You make a lot of music, and like I just think that's so cool. I think it's so cool how you just continue to create it. It appears to that it's just what you were born to do, just create. You
Thank
know?
you. Um, yeah, I never really thought too much about it, because I know um, there's like you kind of gear up for an album and you have like a whole like thing planned, and like sometimes you release like one song every 5 weeks and the song 3 weeks in
Yes,
advance.
totally.
Like that whole organization of it is completely foreign to me. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, because before the way I would work is I just release a song if I finish it, or sometimes I'd release like, or I'd finish 2 or 3 songs at the same time, in which case I would just release one like every other week or something. But sometimes like they would stack up so much, like, oh, I guess I could have an album on my hand. So I just release a
Right.
couple and then
Yeah,
just put it all out together,
sure.
just like whatever.
Yeah, right. Dude, and I feel like that's the healthiest way to make art is you're just putting it like I've been trying that with my with like this podcast and with like my paintings like over quarantine. When I
Hmm.
create something, I just immediately like post it. I'm just like, here it was, I just did this.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel a lot healthier about it. Whereas with music, I get slowed down so much that sometimes I feel like I lose my relationship with the art, you know, because by the time it comes out, I'm like a little bit disconnected. And part of me is like, well, that's just the business because I see a lot of my friends operate that way. And it seems like labels, you know,
Yeah.
you might sit on an album for a long time, but I don't I don't like that. When I look at the way you make music and how much you put out, it inspires me to be more like you because I just think that seems healthier and like more exciting. And honestly, in a world where people process things differently in this new internet age of just like streams and feeds and stuff, it might
Hmm.
be the best way to put out music is just to do what feels fresh right now. And
Yeah.
tomorrow people will wake up and check their phones again and you can have something new. It'll be on their release radar and, you know, it'll
Yeah.
still show up.
Things are coming out so fast, or like new content everywhere all the time. Everyone's making something.
Yeah.
And I feel like, oh, it's happening again. Dude. All right, whatever. I'll switch to my lame webcam. Um, all right, it's gonna look like I'm in a dungeon because the lighting's pretty bad in here.
Whoa, is this the same? You're in the same spot? It
Yeah.
looks completely different.
Yeah. This is a webcam I got in like 2015.
That's cool.
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I feel like sitting on a song for a long time, you just like get super in your own head about it.
Yeah.
Um, and you're definitely in like a certain place emotionally when you write a song, and it's easy for that song to just mean absolutely nothing to you like once you move on.
Yeah.
But if you release a song right after you make it, like that freezes those emotions in time. You know, you could listen to that song and feel how you felt back then.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's also something like I find super powerful about music, because my first album, Big Fish Still Waters, is like my freshman year of college. um it's about feeling lonely, and also like I broke up with my high school sweetheart, which was, you know, a huge milestone. Not like
Yeah.
it's a milestone, like a huge part of my life.
Yeah. 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 Point. Yeah, for sure.
And
Right. It's the end of
I
a
still go
chapter.
back and listen to it, and then, you know, you're just put back there in that point.
Right. Do you feel like in let's say 2021 or maybe even a little bit more distant future, in terms of creating music and creating art, is there anything you're working on specifically, whether it's like a specific music project or just something you're interested in trying to do? You mentioned live music being something you haven't had an
Mhm.
opportunity to do yet. Is there anything else like that?
um I think just like getting to meet a lot of really cool people like yourself.
Cool.
Because yeah, I was making music entirely on my own for 2 years with no input other than from like maybe my dorm mates. I would just like, hey guys, I got a new song, and then I'd play it like on the speakers, and then everyone would be half listening. They'd be like, oh, it's good, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I know
I'm
that
like,
feeling
okay,
for sure. Yeah, totally.
yeah, but it's been super fun. Like when you and Nathaniel reached out, and then I asked you guys to check out a song that I was listening to. You guys gave me like actual feedback that was, you know, usable, and that was super super cool.
Cool. Was that on what song was that on Oregon or what song
Yeah,
was that
it
for?
actually was Oregon.
That's right. That's what I thought. That song is awesome.
Thank you.
I was really glad you hit us up. You can always do that anytime. We love listening to it, and that game made me feel good to
Thank
get
you.
a chance to help in any way, that song is great, and it's doing great too. It's number 3 on your
Yes.
stream chart
Yeah.
thing, which
It
it made me
goes.
happy to see that it's doing well.
Yeah, it goes. Hey Lover, then Darcy, and then Oregon.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, Hey Lover has 5.8 million streams. That's crazy.
Whew,
Do you get lost? Do
ridiculous.
you ever get lost in the sauce? Do you ever get lost in like the world of numbers and all the analytics that every app wants you to use to grow your, hey, use these to grow your business and promote
Oh,
this?
definitely. Well, I feel like I'm trying to less now, but when Hey Lover was first starting to like take off a bit, I remember my mom and I would check it every morning because like
Yeah.
the Spotify for Artists updates at a certain time, and then I think I had like 3 monthly listeners, and then it went up to like 200 or something like that, and then I was
Wow.
freaking out. I told my mom, and she's like, "This is crazy," and
That's
then
so
every day
cool.
after that, it would just keep growing. But now that it's like kind of cooled down a bit, started to plateau, I try not to look at it,
Yeah.
but I still check it. You know.
I try I've when Wisteria, which is my top song, got
Great
on the
song.
like disco thank you. When it got on the Discover Weekly algorithm and it started doing really well, got me really pumped up. And that was my first song I'd put out in a long time, like a couple years. And every song I put out after that I've been really proud of, and they never can like re-catch that, whatever it takes to reach that algorithm. And so it's
Mhm.
kind of forced me to like reach a new point where I kind of just ignore it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that Wisteria isn't 10 times better than the other songs because it has 10
Mhm.
times more streams. It just,
Yeah.
something happened within the system that I just don't have the keys to look inside. I can't look inside this machine. I'm not allowed to. And I just
No,
have to
yeah.
like be content with how every song does. But that can be hard when you really believe in a song and then it's just not really growing very quickly and you're just like, well, was this song not as good? Like it's hard to not just like reckon with that and be like, dang, I screwed up. Like
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore. I don't know. Like jump to really unhealthy conclusions. You
Yeah.
know.
It can be like super. Like if you work really hard on a song and you put it out, and then just it doesn't take very well. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's not even that it doesn't take well. I'm sure it resonates with people who listen to it. It's just that it doesn't. It's not shown to like many people. It's
Yeah.
it's hard
Right.
to put a song in front of people, and the algorithm I feel like it does whatever it wants.
Yeah. Totally. It really does. It's intentionally ambiguous so that we can't know how it works, and maybe that's for the better. Maybe if I knew more, I would.
Hmm.
Maybe people would manufacture music in a way that isn't necessarily healthy. But it is like I will say, in contrast to you, I most of what I've done to grow my music has been through performing. I've played like 500 shows in the last 4 years.
Mm. I remember reading like your Spotify bio, and it says like touring is something I want to do for the rest of my life, and then it's just a super nice, super
Yeah.
cute.
Hey, thank you.
But
It's to me the most fun thing in the world. I love traveling and playing music. It combines like everything I love. It's very social, but it's very fulfilling and it's hard work.
mhm,
And it's music and it's culture and everything combined. And um, losing it's been really tough. And I feel like I've never had to really reckon as much with the internet because my followers or whatever would continue to go up just from performing. Like every time I
mhm.
play a show, I can meet real people, and even if it's like a tiny DIY show, basement house party,
That's like a
um,
thousand times better than just like numbers on Instagram or whatever.
right, and it in turn does like boost my Instagram. Like I have a lot more followers than some of my friends who don't tour as much because they're just organically grown. But now that I'm off the road for what's looking like a year plus, depending on how
Hmm.
long this lasts, I've been more lost. Like I don't know how to live in a world that's just on the internet. I don't understand it very well. Like it's like I care. I've started looking way too much into like stats and like jump to like unhealthy usage of social media. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's really hard for me to figure out how, like if touring really did go away forever, I don't know how you. I don't know if I have what it takes to be a musician. I mean, I will keep doing it, but
Hmm.
It's just a harder road for sure for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, um, I didn't have many friends growing up, but I did play a lot of video games, so I had a lot of online friends. And what I wanted to do before music was like make like skits, like videos. So
Like on
um,
YouTube.
yeah, if you go back on my YouTube channel, there's like meme videos that I made like freshman year of high school. I have a video, like a meme that has like 1.5, 1.6 million views.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No way.
So if anyone wants to scroll back far enough on that. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That's cool.
but yeah, it's different for me because um, I've never had like any kind of live show experience. But I'm sure if I had and like it was taken away from me, I'd be super bummed.
Right.
But
But you
um,
were already like, so yeah, like even before music, you were developing an understanding of like what it means to use like social media and use the internet to grow an
mhm.
audience, and you've always been like creating art within that context, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just one kid in a college dorm room. It's not like I could whip a band up together and leave. I had to, go to my classes.
Yeah. Do you think you're
So
gonna go back, or now that all this has happened, are you kind of like, well, let's give this a shot instead?
I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Because I was going to, well, I guess I'm still enrolled, but I was going for environmental science with a minor in sustainability,
Wow.
uh, something, you know, to help the earth, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
That's
but
amazing.
thanks. I think I could go back and continue down that path if music really doesn't work out. But I think I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that music does work out because
Yeah, that's cool. For sure.
that's what I
Yeah.
want to do the most.
That's cool. That's encouraging. If let's say if you did go continue going to school, what school is it USC or what school is in San Diego? I don't even know.
San Diego State,
San Diego State, SDST,
SDSU, San Diego State
SDSU.
University. Yeah.
Okay, word. So it's cool. So if you did finish that and like get that major, would there be a world where you could combine those two passions, or are they just kind of separate things? Have you ever thought about that?
I think I have like joked around like I could be an environmentalist that also plays music in the field, or like I play music for plants.
Yeah.
Um, there are actually like a couple albums specifically for plants. Like you play it and then it's for plants to listen to.
Really?
Yeah, I think, and it's just like soothing synth noises. I think music for plants. Oh, there's
These are
so
like
many.
these are contemporary albums that like people make, or they're like
Yeah.
or are they like very like ambient?
Some of them are ambient, some of them are like experimental. Still trying to figure out what plants like, I suppose.
Interesting. Yeah, right. I have heard that plants might react to music. I've heard certain studies like that.
I don't know. Plants are crazy.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Have you ever
Hmm.
thought, well, if you don't go back to school, or if one day when you do finish, do you think you'd ever leave California as a place to live? Is there anywhere else that interests
Oh,
you?
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of California like next year.
Whoa. Where do you want to move to?
Um, somewhere with seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my manager's from Chicago, and then he was like, "I'm so excited to move to California." And then I texted him like, "I'm just trying to get out of here, man." And he was like roasting me because like California seems so great. I guess like if you grow up here, just having like nice sunny weather all the time, like it doesn't seem that big of a draw, you know. And
Yeah,
I grew up like 20 minutes, 15 minutes from the beach, so
that's
that
insane.
also just like it's always been a part of my life. And I want to go somewhere where I can go to like a forest, um, or like a creek. Sounds super cool.
Whoa. Y'all should come hang in Nashville sometime. I think you guys might like it over here in like the upper southeast, like Tennessee, North Carolina.
Super down. I want to explore more of like the world, but like even the U.S. is so diverse in its
Totally.
geography and geology.
Yeah, y'all got if y'all ever need a place to stay, y'all should come stay with us and come see Nashville.
Definitely.
Yeah, you might like Nashville. Nashville's got all four seasons for sure.
Heck yeah.
Chicago
Uh,
would be pretty brutal, especially for living in California your whole life. That'd be a
yeah,
pretty
maybe
cold
not
place.
something that extreme, but maybe Oregon actually seems like a nice blend, and it's super pretty.
Yeah, right. Just moving up the coast. That could be cool. Have
Hmm.
you ever been up there before?
No.
Have you done much traveling?
Um, well, before I used to go to the Philippines and Japan like every year,
Wow, cool.
because I have a bunch of family in the Philippines, and that's also where my father is buried. So we go to visit him every year. Um, but we weren't able to go this year because you know.
Yeah. You say in the Philippines, that's where you go?
Yes.
Wow, and you have family there still?
Hmm. My mom has 8 siblings, and I think my dad there's like 10 of them in total, and they kind of dispersed all over the world. Like we have some in Hong Kong, some in Canada. I have relatives in Texas, on the East Coast. Um,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, so I've pretty much only been to places where my family is because we just go visit our family.
Yeah. How long ago, if you don't mind me asking, did your father pass away?
Freshman year of high school, and I'm a junior in college, so
7 or
7 years.
7 years?
That's crazy.
And so every year since then, y'all have gone to go visit where he's buried?
Yes.
Wow, who goes? Like you and your mom?
Yeah, me and my mom, and then
You have
my
any
two
siblings?
sisters. Yeah,
Two sisters. Are they older or younger?
one is 26, and the other is I have no idea. Well,
In the
the
middle or older?
older. What did you say, Jill? 36. My girlfriend says
Wow, she knows. That's cool.
39. She has 2 kids. So
Wow, she's a lot older than you.
yeah. Um,
Same, both parents?
no, that was with my dad was a bit of a player, so different
Mm,
different mom, and I think there's a third sister because my dad had another lady, um, but I don't know, like we never met her.
wow. Is there any chance that you will? Or are you interested in that? Or is that just
Well,
something?
it's not. It's kind of up in the air whether or not she's actually my dad's daughter. Like there was no confirmation of that. But when my dad passed away, she actually reached out to us for like some kind of inheritance. But
Hmm.
like none of us had ever spoken to her before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Um.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
The inheritance thing kind of throws like it's just how money finds its way to like kind of complicate things.
Hmm.
Like in my head, it's just oh, I wonder this thing, but then it's like money
Yeah.
makes changes everything.
Money is a big thing everywhere.
Does your mom still live where you grew up?
Yeah. Palos Verdes.
How far away is
Um.
that from you?
Like 2 hours. So not that far.
That's sweet. That's cool that she it was cheering you on with Hey Lover. Is she a big fan of the music?
Yeah. She, I think, is my biggest fan on Spotify.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is there
Or
is
she's definitely up there.
I wonder if there is there actually a way to know that, or are you just speculating? She just listens to the most, or does she actually get like a notification that's like
I
you're
think
the
it
number
shows you
one
like
fan?
you're in the top however percent or something like that.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's very sweet. And yeah, sometimes I'm just hanging out with my mom and she's just humming a song and I'm like, "Oh, what song is that?" She's like, "It's your song. How do you not know?"
Oh
But
man,
yeah, sweet
that's
lady.
really cool. That's really. Have you with music feeling a little bit more of the sense of like virality? Um,
Hmm.
have you felt relationships change in drastic ways? Have you had people like from high school that are like trying to be homies now, or has it been pretty organic? People pretty just like true and just like, hey, congrats, or you
Oh
know,
yeah, nothing really like clout chasing.
yeah, cloud chasing
Um,
though.
but I have gotten texts from people like from high school where they're just like, "Oh, we're listening to your song. Like my roommate loves it." And it's just nice to hear.
Yeah, totally. I always sometimes I'll have people in my circle who will kind of be like, this person is kind of cloud chasing on you, freeze, and I never can tell.
Hmm.
I always try to just remain a little bit ignorant because I'm like, you know what? If somebody that really was their intention, then whatever. I mean, I would rather just be nice to people and assume the best in them.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean?
And like if you can't tell, Like, does that really matter? Like, if you enjoy having them in your life, and
Yeah,
yeah, and like you can never know a person's intentions in anything, so you kind of just have to roll with it. Try not
yeah,
to stress
totally.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. There's too much stress in life already. I feel like sometimes
Hmm.
just enjoying the moment and being nice to people, and hopefully they'll be nice back.
Yeah. Oh, but what is nice, I made another video on TikTok that went viral, and then like I had a kid. I was friends with him. I was like a sophomore in high school, and he was a freshman. We were in the same Spanish class, but
Cool.
we were always like talking in that class, and Kahoot.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we were always on the same Kahoot team. But it's just like, hey, Wabie, how's it going? But it's crazy because he messaged me, and I hadn't thought about him since like high school. But he has like over 100,000 followers on TikTok, so he's already like doing his own thing. But
Whoa, cool.
yeah, it's crazy, crazy
Yeah, that is
throwback.
crazy. It's cool watching like I get pumped up like being a person who's chasing a dream, chasing like for me it's music, but I get really inspired and excited when I see other friends from being younger, even just like new friends who are passionate about anything. And like on the internet, sometimes they can look pretty similar, whether it's like they're running like this like vintage store on Instagram or Depop or like art, or even if it's a little bit more the influencer game. I'm like, you know
Hmm.
what, like go for it. Like that's so cool that you're spending time outside of your job or your education to like pursue something, that
Yeah,
I feel like that's anyone that is doing that understands what it feels like to just like care so much about something that you're willing to like always lose money on it and always lose sleep on it, and just there's something
yeah,
very like spiritual and just beautiful about giving everything you can to a project or to art.
definitely. And it's been really weird for me because like I decided not to re-enroll in my classes here, but I'm still like living here because I got a lease for a house, and my girlfriend's down here, and my roommate. They're all still like in the middle of class right now. So hearing them talk about classes and graduating, it is like a bit, I don't know, like difficult. And like every time they talk about getting closer to graduating, it makes me doubt if I'm going down the right path, because like I was on the same path as them like a couple months ago,
Right.
but now like trying to drop everything and then try and make
Yeah.
it as a musician is terrifying.
Total
But
dude. I totally relate to that. I dropped out of school my junior year and my roommates were still going, and I thought that like we'd all always kind of flirted with the idea of dropping out. It's kind of cool to talk about, but when I actually did it, it was tough. Like that was the first time that I felt like my dream was leading me to kind of somewhere scary. And like cuz everybody they were continuing to like go to class and having these like experiences together, and like and then like I think graduation day really hit me weird. Like I showed up to graduation
mhm,
and they were just like all taking pictures in their robes, and I'm just like, and like that could have been like that really could have been me. Like I could have just stuck it out, but I didn't. But I also knew that if I had stuck it out, I would have been like disappointed in myself for not. I would have always thought, well, hey, what if I did drop out and pursue things?
yeah, I mean, I always thought I could graduate and then or do whatever I wanted afterwards, do music or whatever. But with going viral or whatever you call it, I feel like it's a moment in time, and like
Yeah,
um I tried balancing like getting a manager and doing all the stuff I need to do as like a real musician, with my online classes, but would have ended up failing all of them. So I just decided to go for broke.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's the only way to do it. That's cool. When did you begin working with your manager? How recently was that?
Um, it was maybe a month after I moved in here, so July.
That's cool. Moved into this house.
Yes. Um,
Cool.
yeah, I lucked out with this room because it's like over the basement or over the garage, and then it's not connected to any other room, so I can just jam all I want.
Whoa, that's nice.
Yeah, but it is kind of weird, um, waking up every day with nothing to do except make music, you know? And then
Yes, totally.
yeah, all my friends are like, "Oh, I have a class today or I have a test coming up soon, so I can't really do much." So I just say, "I guess I'm going to go to work." And I just sit at my little computer and make my little noises.
Yeah,
But
totally. I'm the same way. I wake up and this is all I have to do is do music, and some days I still don't even do it. If you know,
yeah.
there can be distractions. Sometimes I get in a good groove, and other times I don't. And honestly, lately, if I'm being honest, I've been some days I just lay in bed. Like some days I just don't feel inspired, which I never
Yeah.
really dealt with when I was touring more. I felt more healthy, but quarantine's just been so hard. Sometimes I'm just like, what if I just didn't do anything today? You know, it's just like
Mhm.
it can be hard to force that structure when you're the only one who's implementing it, and there's nobody really like there's no deadline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only your own self-imposed.
Yeah, that's it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it is
Just
terrifying.
and it's super daunting to just like sit down and be like, I'm going to make music today, you know? And then
Yeah,
sometimes you're making music for like hours and at the end you're just like, this is not very good at all. And
yeah, this
then
sucks.
yeah. But uh I think you need to just like remember, even if you work super hard on a song and it doesn't end up being good, like you still gain experience from that. And like
Yeah,
all the times you spend making a song that never goes anywhere, you know.
true. You got a little bit better at using the software, and you got a little bit better at creating, and you got a little bit, you know, you did your daily work. Like
Mhm.
even if it was a dud, it's like maybe
Yeah.
it's going to lead you to what tomorrow is, you know, which is a breakthrough.
Mhm.
How do you feel like a song is done? Like I have always, at some point in my process, give the song like have help with production or engineering, someone tracking like drums or something, you know, or like engineering the whole project, a mix engineer, a master. But you do most all of that on your own, right? How do
Yes.
you know when a song's done? How do you not just
Um
tweak it endlessly? You know what I mean?
I kind of do tweak it endlessly for like forever. Before I had like monitors or anything, I would export the phone or export the song to my phone. I'd go to my car and listen to it on my car speakers. And then I just run back and forth from my computer, tweak it a bit, go to my car. And then some of them it's like um don't let me go final or don't let me and then it goes don't let me go final 2, don't let me go final 2 master.
Yeah.
And then um usually there's some point where I go like don't let me go done, and then when it says done, like I'm not allowed to touch it anymore because if I could keep on
Whoa.
fixing it forever.
Yeah, right. That's
But
cool. Do you have anyone like I know that one time we were talking about you sent the track to Nathaniel and I. Do you have any other friends? Do you have anyone that you feel like you can any of your roommates or girlfriend or anyone that you're like can show music to and like can help you with that process or just totally on your own at the end of the day when you feel like it's ready? Do you feel like sometimes showing it to too many people might even like you said with your team it might or
mhm,
with a team it could like even deter from it, so it's better to just type done before you've
yeah.
shown it to anyone and just make that decision.
um I think there is like an extent to where bouncing something off someone can be like super beneficial. But there are times where well, I usually send it to like my old bandmates from high school because one of them is actually still like going down the path of musician, so it's nice to be able to like
Cool.
bounce stuff off each other.
Yeah.
And my roommate and my girlfriend both listen to music pretty avidly, so I think they have a pretty good ear. Like, not maybe not engineering or technical, but like,
Yeah, right.
shut up.
No, I know what you mean though. It's like sometimes like I enjoy showing music to my friends who don't pursue music and maybe don't know as much about the technical this or that to where they can just they're just like, wow, this song, like this is a vibe. They're like, oh, I love this. And that's like more what I'm looking for is just like a pure reaction as opposed to somebody being like giving me specific details. I just want
Yeah,
to see like, hey, do you vibe with this song? You know
yeah.
what
If
I
you can
mean?
vibe to it, then it's a good song.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like your secret, you know, something that somebody else thinks you might need to tweak, and maybe even like there's some scientific engineering reason why you do need to tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't do that, and then that's part of what makes it charming. I mean, that's the whole thing with indie music that we, grew up listening to, like back when, or at least I did. Like what was popular, 10 years ago. Like a lot of that music was intentionally off. Like the guitar was a little out of tune, or
Yeah.
the microphone was a little busted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made it charming. So
Or
sometimes I
even
just think, yeah, whatever.
yeah, like with the Strokes, um, like they had like sound engineers and they had like all the gear they needed to make like proper like clean sounding stuff, but they intentionally made it sound like they were in like a garage with like a blown out microphone and
Yeah, right.
just like a nice raw warm sound.
Totally. Who are some of your favorite bands, or maybe some of your biggest influences, if those are two different things, or maybe you have the same answer for both? Is there like a person or specific set of bands or
um
that you dig?
well, it's interesting for me because growing up I listened to exclusively the Beatles up until maybe like eighth grade or freshman year of high school. So like
Totally.
their entire discography is just in the back of my mind at all times. Um, and
Awesome. Yeah.
I was never one to be like, oh, I don't listen to pop music. But I just never did because I had like a little tiny iPod shuffle, and then it was just all Beatles, and then I just have that go like constantly. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, I've started to like when I discovered indie music, and then like listening to all the music that I missed out on. Like I listened to Kanye for the first time, like really listened to him like by myself, maybe like a week ago or like 2 weeks
Oh
ago.
wait, what'd you think?
It was so good.
Cool.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
What album, or do you just listen to the hits, or?
I kind of just like scrolled through, pressed random stuff,
Yeah.
but like they're all really good.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool.
and then my roommate got me into Brockhampton,
Nice. Yeah.
and
Cool.
then they're super cool with it because I've never been one for like straight trap.
Hmm.
Um, but there are some artists. Do you know Roy Blair?
I don't.
But like Roy Blair uses like some like indie production, like guitars and drums, but like mixes it in with trap elements, like sometimes autotune, sometimes like trap hi hats and like 808s. And
Whoa.
I think it's super cool, like seeing all these artists blending together the like different sounds. Or like Dominic Fike, I think is a good example of like um can I help you? She doesn't like Dominic Fike.
Whoa. Why not? Who is this? Dominique Fike?
Dominic Fike.
Dominic Fike. Okay, I got typed it in. Three
Um,
nights.
yeah,
What?
but he uses
Why
like
doesn't she like it? Why did she feel? How?
yeah. How what?
But what? Wait, who is this artist, and why do you dig it, and why does she not dig it? Do you know?
Okay, well, I like it because I always thought before that music was either like, oh, you make trap music, you make hip hop, you make whatever. But
Yeah.
him, like, there are some parts in a song where he's like singing like with like grunge in his voice, and then he goes on to like rapping in like
Cool.
the same verse, and
Yeah.
elements are taken from all these different genres, and I think that's what's cool about it. Um, Jill doesn't like it because she says that he's really corny,
She just finds it's just cheesy. Like she hears it, she's just
just
like this. Is
cheesy and corny. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely a visceral reaction that you have to music sometimes. I've definitely felt that way about certain bands where people are like, "Yo, dig this. This is tight," and I'm just like,
Eh,
they're trying
yeah.
too hard, or whatever that means,
Hmm.
trying too hard. It just doesn't vibe with you.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
cool. I mean, I definitely hear the Beatles influence. Although you have a very modern sound, does seem to be rooted in like I don't know, like I get that, like the structure of it, and like your songwriting identity. I can see how it could be rooted in like a Beatles-esque like understanding. Um,
Hmm.
just your use of like harmonies and your use of like the chord changes you use and stuff. It's kind of got.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could use better language to describe it right now, but I can definitely see that. That's cool.
Mhm. And I think
You have
that you
a
could do that. What?
oh, I want to hear what you're gonna say, but I was just gonna ask if you have a favorite album or time period of the Beatles. Just
Uh,
curious.
Revolver
Whoa, word, cool.
or Rubber Soul.
Yeah, totally. I'm with you. Those are my two favorites.
hmm But I don't know. I can't really pick a certain album because there are definitely songs from every single album that I really like. Even
Yeah.
like, um, but what was I gonna ask? Oh, like
I don't know.
how would you classify your own music?
I don't know. I mean, the most recent singles I put out since my album in 2017, um, they're all tracked. So we track live to tape, with a few overdubs, but like the band's all in a room together. Um,
Mm,
normally one of the guitars is like a 12 string, and there's maybe like an organ. And I mean, this project, my music since in the last couple years has been like I call it 60s pop. I mean, I'm been listening to a ton of music from that time period, almost exclusively at times. Um, but I feel like live, it gets compared more to like bands like Twin Peaks or like Nude Party or even like
mm,
Dr. Dog, kind of bands that you can tell have like a big repertoire of influences, but it kind of combines, and when it's squeezed out, it's like this indie rock pop conglomerate of stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah, I can definitely hear that in Fight Song with like the background vocals and it's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, totally, totally.
but yeah, super sick. And like you record it all like together, like
Yeah, drums, bass, and guitars, and
do you guys
sometimes the
play to a
keys too.
metronome?
No, we just play in the room.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, it's totally different because the album I put out in 2017 was all, well, actually, that one was tracked live as well, but it was digitally done, and a lot of the players were in different rooms in the studio. We had a
hmm
bunch of overdubs, and you could really like, even though it was done live, it was to a metronome, and you could kind of like edit it a lot. But yeah, on tape, it's just like, well, here it is. It's been cool getting to do that for this
Yeah, I would do that
project.
definitely if I could, but like I can't, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely like it kind of fell into my lap. My couple members of my band own a tape machine, and like they just love that kind of stuff, and so they help record it and engineer it. I it would have been just a fantasy to me or a dream. So it's cool that
Mm.
to be able to pull that off. But more recently, I've been making music in my bedroom in Logic. Been in quarantine really, so just been um
The rest of us.
yeah, I've been like using auto tune and beats and stuff, and kind of changing up my sound just because I've always liked artists like Kanye or like the Beatles too, who change every album and like continue to change in style. It's always inspired me to be who I am today, and then tomorrow I'll be like, new thing, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Like you could make the same music all your life, the music that you're comfortable with. Um, but like as you grow older, your tastes change and like the music that you make changes. And I feel like everyone, in order to make music in your bedroom, it's like you've never like of all these tools that you've never really thought about before, like autotune or like you know making something punch with some crazy drums that sound nowhere near real, but they still sound sick.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
totally.
interesting. I'm really curious as to how like all these artists will change just being inside all like throughout quarantine.
Yeah, I'm really interested too. Um, a lot of my friends that I've talked to haven't been like super prolific. Occasionally, there are a few who are like, yeah, I've been made this album, but a lot of them I feel like are have struggled just for the same reasons I have. Like they feel like generally purposeless, or I don't know. It's
hmm
just hard when you don't feel like you have deadlines. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or just maybe not being social enough that they just feel like, I don't know, they
Yeah,
can't make enough art. But I bet there will be a ton of albums and stuff being done. I don't know. That will be interesting to see. Are you working on anything specific right now? As we kind of wind down towards the end of this interview. Is there anything you're working on?
Well, I think Oregon. So I think my last song was Darcy, which released in like March or something, like right
Cool.
after
Yeah.
quarantine started. And then all the time since then, I've just been making a ton of music. And I think Oregon was like not even, there must have been like 50 or 60 songs before that that just never went anywhere.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, I think what you were
Wow.
saying earlier about like getting lost in the sauce after, I felt like my next song had to be the best one, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Right. That's a ton of pressure.
yeah, but
That can be
going,
debilitating.
definitely, I felt kind of like trapped for a bit. But going forward, I think just have more confidence in the stuff that I'm releasing, because like I'm always sitting on stuff to release, but like sometimes I just decide not to hit that button and just wait for the next song, you know?
Yeah,
But
totally. Totally. Well, I'm no I'm no manager or businessman, but I think your music is great and I think it'd be awesome. I think the more you release the better for us fans and friends, so I
thank you,
would
Mr.
encourage that
Freeze.
too. I would encourage that too because I feel like you've got a really good artistic inclination. And the way, like I said, I think the way you're releasing music is the future. That's my personal take. I think it's inspiring. I want to be more like you. So,
Thank you.
yeah, man. Of course. It's been awesome talking. Is there anything else we should talk about or you want to say or plug?
Um, Nothing much. Stream Fight Song by Nordista Freeze. It's a
Yes.
great song. Get in the car, go down a highway with no cars, just drive really fast, put the windows down, and yeah.
Yes. Dude,
Dude,
that,
that song is actually really
appreciate that
good.
a lot, man. Thank you.
It's one of those choruses like where after the first chorus, you're just singing it for the rest of the song. Like it picks up pretty fast.
Dude, thank you. We end every show with that song. It's just a fun one
I'm sure.
to get especially if you've got a rowdy crowd, it can be really fun to get the mosh pit rolling and people crowd surfing and just
Wow, I miss
acting
mosh
goofy.
pits.
I miss mosh pits too, man.
Imagine mosh pitting now.
I know. I'm scared, man. I'm scared that it might be a while. Like, even when people are going back to shows and they're like, even if they were like, all right, everything's safe now. I'm
But
like,
everyone's
man,
just like super far apart, social distance in a concert.
yeah, totally. Like, even if COVID was just like disappeared tomorrow, people would still be like, I think it would take
Uh,
people a while to warm up to like shoving each other and kind of like, you know, people get really up in each other's business.
Yeah, a lot of liquids everywhere, like bodily liquids just all
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
place.
and beer spilling on you. Totally, dude. Totally.
But
It's gonna be a long road to recovery, unfortunately, but you know, every step's going to be a huge blessing. Like every time that things open up a little bit more, even now I've gotten to play in the last month or two, like a few like outdoor social distance things. And it's like, they feel so good. I never would like, if I'd played a gig like that a year ago, it would have been like, oh, it's so awkward. Everybody's sitting down and
yeah,
now I'm like, this rocks. So hopefully
but
people have gratitude and just as things open back up, we'll just all feel better and better.
yeah, I can't wait to hear a fight song live in person one day.
I can't wait either, man. If you ever make it uh, out towards the east, come hang in Nashville, and if not, someday I'll come out and play in San Diego. So
For sure. Or I don't know where I'll be whenever all this goes down, but
that's true. That's true. Maybe Oregon, maybe
maybe
Chicago,
Oregon,
or maybe in
wherever.
Nashville.
Probably not Chicago, but
Don't you might like Nashville, man. You might like Nashville. Just saying.
I'm open.
Yeah, beautiful. It's been great talking. I really,
Yeah.
it's thank you so much for chatting with me, and
Thanks for having me.
thanks to your roommate and to your girlfriend for letting me steal you away for a little bit. Tell them I
Yeah.
said peace out.
Nordista says peace out.
Bye, dude.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Good
Until
talk.
next time, man. Have a great
Yeah.
night.
You too.
Peace.